All right, everyone. This will be a warning to all politicians. I'm running for president 2024, part 126B, we'll call it. Just some other final thoughts here as far as, solar power, and I was talking about the land use and everything, and the thousands of acres of land out there. Destroyed the habitat of all the desert wildlife on the ground, and the way these arrays work here, you're also destroying the habitat of the wildlife in the air. Any birds of prey that are endangered, etc. And with the wind turbines and everything, take a look at this hypocrisy here. Oh, the XL pipeline, you can't put that through the environment. We care about the land, the Mother Earth, and the water, and all the wildlife. You can't. Where'd they want to drill up there in off of Alaska up there? What the hell's? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Now, you can't go up there. The wildlife, this and that. Think of how many times you've seen news stories on your local news or on the national news where they had environmentalists saying, if they want to put this plant in here, they want to do this, and it'll destroy the natural habitat for all this wildlife, and we can't have that, and all this stuff, and all these projects that were blocked because of the natural habitat of wildlife and concerns for the environment. But because it's solar, all of a sudden that don't matter. Or if it's wind turbines, all of a sudden that don't matter. For some reason, ain't strange. Just a few years ago, you can't destroy thousands upon thousands of acres of land to put in these solar arrays. Are you kidding? The wildlife out there, the coyotes, the rabbits, the hawks, the eagles, the ground squirrels, the chipmunks, the snakes, the tarantula spiders, what have you, whatever they found, the desert tortoise. You can't destroy that land, that natural habitat. Thousands upon you want to ruin thousands upon thousands of acres, bulldoze it, and put in these solar arrays. Several years ago, you can't. Think of how many stories you've seen where something's been blocked, or they were trying to block, or they were protesting. You can't do that because of the wildlife, because of the natural habitat. No, you can't drill there. No, you can't do this. No, you can't. But because they got all these, and you know what? A lot of those other things, maybe getting oil up there in Alaska or something, going to provide a lot more energy and do less to the environment than what these things are as far as destroying wildlife. A pipeline doesn't destroy wildlife. Drilling a hole in the ground doesn't destroy wildlife. Taking thousands upon thousands of acres of land, you just destroyed the habitat for all these animals up here. You're frying birds in the air. Wind turbines are killing birds in the air. And at least with oil or other business ventures and stuff like this, there might have been a great benefit to them. There's not a great benefit to all these solar things out here. The amount of electricity they produce and for what they cost and what they're going to cost to maintain, it's a losing proposition. I'm through all of this. I try and teach my son. There's no free lunch. So, solar power, wind power. There's no downside. Well, look at that. There's your downside right there. You just destroyed thousands upon thousands of acres of natural habitat for the creatures of the desert and of the air. No free lunch. And it's not even going to meet our energy needs. So it's all for nothing. It is all for nothing. Bunch of people who run the show are going to make money off it because it's subsidized by your tax dollars. You know, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. Can't say I'm positive, but I think even like Elon Musk got, you know, a whole bunch of subsidies from the government. You know, and you see articles about, hey, look out, NASA, look what Elon's doing, you know, and this and that, and Tesla and the car and everything, you know, all the credits and stuff. I mean, poor people can't buy Teslas. You see well-to-do people driving Teslas, getting tax credits and stuff, and you got California putting in them free charging stations and stuff all over the place. Who's paying for that? It ain't free. You're paying for that. So some rich asshole can drive around in his electric car. You need to snap out of this shit, America. Start looking at what's practical and what's real and what works and what doesn't work. Let the thinking people, the engineers and you know, the business people, honest business people, you gotta ask them one simple question. If this wasn't subsidized, would you invest in it? The answer would be hell no. Because when it's subsidized, they're getting a guaranteed return. And then they'll make things too big to fail. They'll always be guaranteed they're going to make money. Your tax dollars are going to line their pockets for something that doesn't work. You're pissing in the wind. You are pissing in the wind. I hope within the next year some really high-tech something comes out. Some private business or something. Boom. We cracked the code. Here we go. We got what's it called? Cold fusion. Whatever it is. Cheap energy. Goodbye to all your solar farms and all your windmills. Now go clean up your shit. Because we're going to put one little building over here. It's going to take up 20 acres complex, and we're going to make cheap electricity. You know, they'll rant and rave left and right. And hey, I understand it. I see open pit mines and you know, like the coal tar or tar lands, whatever, up there in Canada, and see what that. I see all it's, and that's not a pretty sight. But try and tell me the difference between these solar arrays that they're taking thousands of acres, and what the land you're using that for compared to a open pit mine. Granted, you might not be, and they have laws now where, you know, that land has to be reclaimed and this and that. So granted, you're not doing the extent of damage. But you're taking thousands upon thousands of acres of land, destroying the natural habitat for wildlife and birds. Now, you used to be all upset about that kind of stuff. So it's always who's pulling the strings behind, who's getting paid, and who they influence. And then the news media, because it's bought and paid for too, isn't going to present anything. Where's the outrage over the environmental damage of all these solar places? And the wind turbines killing all these birds. Huh? You block all kinds of building projects and stuff for all kinds of creatures all around the country, around the world. You try and fight all this kind of stuff. You know, and all you people who are against, you know, fossil fuels, this and that and everything. If we didn't have fossil fuels, you'd still be using whale oil. They'd still be killing whales. You understand that? When they started processing fossil fuels and had kerosene and everything, guess what? Electricity lifts people up out of poverty. It improves their lives. It extends their lives. Without electricity, power and stuff, your lifespan wouldn't be what it is. Your lifestyle wouldn't be what it is. But the way to go forward isn't going low tech with things that are not going to meet our needs. The money should be going into high tech. Just think if they hadn't put the kibosh on nuclear power decades ago, if there'd still been plants and stuff, just like everything else, they'd be improving. Who knows what a modern day nuclear plant, how much energy efficiently it could produce, and maybe they'd have come up with ways to have less waste or things to do with the waste. But they put all the propaganda out against nuclear power, this and that and everything. Hey, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, I say get rid of the nuclear power that's, the atom bombs, the nuclear warheads. Let's work on getting rid of something that's really endangering the planet. And let's look at the good side of nuclear fission. Making power. So I just thought I'd point, because it really ticks me off, the hypocrisy and the dumbed down people out there that don't make the correlation. Oh yeah, that's right. Wait a minute. If that was a pipeline trying to be put in over there, or if that was an oil rig you can't destroy that environment, that natural habitat. You can't be doing that. But because the powers that be, who have the dumbed down minions below them that are too blind to see on their own or ask any questions on their own, to even just step back and go, wait a minute. Or because they're all running the show. Hey, nobody asks the question. Nobody points it out. So I just wanted to add that in there, and wish you all the best again out there. Adios. We'll see you on the next one.